Hi friends, so today I'm going to be pressure canning some pinto beans for my refried beans. So what I did first was in my Instapot, I boiled two 16-ounce bags of pinto beans in water for 2 minutes. Then I shut it off and I rinsed them off. Then what I added was 1 large chopped onion, 2 large chopped jalapenos, about 1/4 cup of chopped fresh garlic. I have fresh ground black pepper in here, some red pepper flakes, and also about 1/4 cup of chopped cilantro. So that's what's in my bowl here. So now all of my jars are nice and clean. I just thoroughly cleaned all of them. And what we are going to do is we are just going to start filling our jars to 1-inch headspace with the beans. And that delicious mixture of onion and cilantro and jalapeno. Okay, that looks good. And then at the end, I'm going to take the juice that's out of here, the water, and distribute it between the 5 jars. And then these will be pressure canned. So I'm going to load up the rest of these jars. I hope I get 5 jars out of it. This is the first time I'm doing pinto beans for my refried beans. So I'm very excited. Now once these beans are processed, then all I have to do is take them off of the shelf, the pantry shelf, and then dump them in my food processor and process them until they're very smooth, like refried beans, and then just heat them up in the microwave. And then I love it with chips. I like it in quesadillas, in tacos, in Mexican recipes, casseroles. So Mexican food is one of my favorite foods on the planet. And since I had these 2 bags of pinto beans just laying in my cabinet, I said, oh, let me process them. And then this way I'll have the jars whenever I want to make my refried beans. So I'm just going to tap that down. I'm probably going to have to do like a batch and a half because my canner will only hold 5 pints. And it looks like I'm going to have more than 5, but I'll continue to do this and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, so now that my jars are all filled to a 1-inch headspace, I'm just going to go around the rims real quick just to get off anything that might be there. You could do this with distilled vinegar or hot water. But since there's no grease or oil in these, I'm just doing it with a cloth. I also debubbled all of these, which means you just want to put some type of a stick, or in this case, a chopstick. It's a plastic one. And just move your product around to make sure that there's no air bubbles that are trapped. Now, I have some kosher salt in here. And what I'm going to do is add 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt to each jar. And be careful not to spill any on the rim. Otherwise, you're going to have to wipe your jars again. I decided to just cook the rest of the beans instead of running my pressure canner again for another 40 minutes later. So I'm just going to cook these while I'm down here processing these jars. So now I have my 5 lids. I'm just going to put 1 lid on each. And we're going to put the rings on finger tight, which means just moving it with your finger, like so. Have it. So I'm going to get my canner prepared and then I'll show you what's next. Okay, so in my Nesco electric pressure canner, I have 8 cups of just basically room temperature with a little bit on the cooler side, because the liquid and the beans in the jar are not cold, not hot. They're like just room temperature, so that's basically what the water is. If you were going to do this hot pack, you would have the beans hot, the water hot, and then the water in the canner hot. But I'm choosing to do everything at like a room temperature. So I'm just going to close my canner and lock it into place. And I'm going to put the gauge up here on exhaust. So now that it's on exhaust, we're going to hit high. We're going to pressure can the pints for 75 minutes. If you were doing this in quarts, it would be 90 minutes. So we're going to hit. Man, that's loud. Okay, so for 75 minutes, and then we're going to hit start. So the next step is this is going to heat up and build pressure. And you have to, when it says E10, that means exhaust 10, it's got to vent that steam out for 10 minutes. Once it counts down to 0, it'll beep, and then you're going to turn your valve up here from exhaust to airtight. And then you're going to see this little racetrack thing again. And then it's going to start counting down the 75 minutes. So yeah, I love canning in this Nesco pressure canner. It is so simple to use. It's very easy to do. That's all you have to wait is for that E10 to finish, to put the valve to airtight. And it does the rest for you. Absolutely love it. It shuts off after the 75 minutes. And then you wait usually another hour before you open the lid and take out your product. But yeah, I absolutely love this pressure canner. I'm thinking about getting another one so I can do 10 quarts 8 quarts and then 10 pints when I want to can something. But it's just me and my husband, so it's not like I have to can a million things for a big family. I do give a lot of stuff to my mom. But, yeah, absolutely love this. So I can't wait for these pinto beans to be done and on the shelf. And then whenever I want to make refried beans, I just have to pull it, process them in a food processor, and then heat them up. Great for a dip with chips, like I said earlier. I just love refried beans. If I ever go to Taco Bell, which is rare because I always make my own food, that's one thing that I will definitely get is their pintos and cheese with extra cheese and sour cream on top. So that's one of my things from Taco Bell. So, all right, so I'll show you how these look when they are done being processed. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please hit that notification bell so you know when I have another video coming up. If you're following me, if you're not following me, please think about it and hit that subscription button. I would really appreciate it. All right, so I'll show you the end product, guys. Be back soon. So the pressure built up, and now it's on exhaust 10. Sorry about the glare from the lights. And when this reaches E0, it's going to beep again, and then I'm going to turn that exhaust up there to airtight. Okay, so that just beeped, which means we have to switch this over to airtight. Now it's going to build up to pressure again, and then the thing in there is going to pop all the way up, and then it's going to start counting down the 75 minutes. So at this point, I just leave it alone now. I'm in my basement kitchen downstairs, so I am going to go upstairs. I have things to do up there, so I'm just going to leave this. In about 10 minutes, it'll start counting down the 75 minutes, and then I'm going to leave it another hour before I come down to open it up and take them out. So I'll show you how the end product looks. So it hit its 75-minute mark, and even though it's on airtight, you will still hear some steam coming out, because what the canner is doing is keeping the pressure at a certain level inside the canner. So 10 pounds of pressure. So don't think, oh, my canner's not working correctly because it's on airtight and there's steam coming out. It's doing exactly what it needs to do. So I'm going to head upstairs and come back down later and show you how beautiful they look in the jar. And then I'm going to whip up some in my food processor, and that's what I'm going to have later. So stay tuned. So every jar sealed perfectly. It's the next day, so I took the lids off. I mean the rings. I washed them very well with soapy water, and now I'm going to dry them off, put the labels on, and put them on my pantry shelf so I can have refried beans whenever I want. So excited. And the ones that I cooked in the pot, because I didn't want to have to do another whole batch, excuse me, I put them in my food processor, I mashed them up, and I'll show a video on that, and they were absolutely delicious with all the spices and the onions and the garlic and the cilantro. Absolutely a fabulous recipe. So yeah, give it a try. If you love refried beans, you're gonna love this. Everybody have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. So this is how my beautiful refried beans came out. Absolutely delicious. You can taste the cilantro, the onion, the garlic, the crushed red pepper flakes. So delicious. And I just blended it up in my food processor, and look at that beautiful texture. Oh my God, so good. So now I'm just going to, you could melt the cheese on it if you'd like. Sometimes I melt it, sometimes I don't. Today I'm not going to melt it. So I'm just going to add some cheese. Then I have my homemade pico di gallo here that I canned up a couple weeks ago. And it came out so delicious. Has that roasted corn and everything in there. And then I'm just going to put a big dollop of sour cream in the middle. I love sour cream. And then you have it. A delicious, nice refried bean Mexican lunch. My chips are like at the end of the bag, so I don't have really big ones left. But that's okay, because this is absolutely delicious.